Hello, hello. I am at Los Angeles International Airport right now. I'm at LAX, and I'm going to be flying the Airbus A320 up to San Francisco. It's a beautiful day in California, and I'm going to be connecting in just a second to vPilot, and we will be on the VATSIM network today. I'm going to go ahead and launch vPilot really quickly. Let's see here. Okay, it's gonna take me a second. Okay, did it do? Alright, I'm just gonna put in a flight plan. Let's see, quiet. Cruise today, 34,000. Sorry, I'm just putting in this flight plan really quick. Okay. Alright, so that flight plan is filed now with VATSIM, and we're probably going to get a pre-flight clearance in just a second, but in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get this plane started up. So let's go ahead and let's do that. How are you guys doing today? Love to hear from you. See, exit switch arm. Turn on seatbelt lights. Having logo lights on. Smoking auto. Gonna turn on the crew supply. The Deers 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Alright, so I don't know why, but our throttle is in reverse at the moment, so I'm gonna fix that. Okay, then we are gonna do the APU fire test really quick. Alright, so that's done. I'm gonna bring that armrest up. Let's turn up the floodlights. And I'm gonna go to the fly pad here. Alright. Let's go ahead and board and refuel. Go to ATSU, AOC menu, flight init.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Alright, so let's just put in some information. We're going from Los Angeles, KLAX, to San Francisco, KSFO. Alright, flight number today is American AAL 4811. And cost index. I think the cost index today, I believe, is 5. And a cruise flight level over 34,000 feet. Alright. And then for our flight plan, I believe we are departing on 24 left. Don't know that for sure. We won't know until we talk to LA Tower. But I believe... Let me load the flight plan on Navigraph really quick.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Alright, so typical California style, we're going to be on the summer 2 departure stoked transition. That just sounds like California to me. Wow, there's a lot of different transitions here. Summer 2. And I don't see stoked as an option there. A little strange. Huh. Well, maybe. Let's see if stoked is the end of it.
Passengers boarding starting.
Summer. Okay. Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to put in the rest of this. Oh. FF.
This way.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
IN risen.
This way, please.
Okay.
Hello.
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
Okay. And we're gonna go from there to stoked STOKD.
Hello.
Okay, that should do it for that.
This way.
And then I'm gonna go MCDU menu config fuel.
Hello.
That should tick up.
This way.
Alright, we got people boarding.
Hello.
And that is the PDC.
Welcome.
It's a
on
pre-flight clearance through ACARS. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at that.
board. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome on board. This way, please. Boarding pass, please. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Alright, so I've copied down the pre-flight clearance information. Take a look outside. That's the wrong button. Okay. Alright, I'm going to go down to the MCDU. Looks like we're done with that fueling. So I'm going to put in our arrival information here. It looks like 28 right at San Francisco. And we're going to be on the Surfer 4 approach. Okay. take a double look at that. Alright, I'm gonna clear this flight plan discontinuity because we don't need that. And we don't need this one either. Okay, so should be good. Now what we're going to do, we've put in that information, is we're going to go to init, and we're going to go to the init fuel page. I'm going to send some more data to init fuel, and then we're going to take a look at
LA
the
traffic,
wind
character
speed.
number 106 for X-ray is crossing the coast from northbound 4,000, correction 6,500 over LAX traffic.
Alright, let's get some departure numbers here. Okay, so now we just need to very quickly take a look at the altimeter for Los Angeles at the moment. It looks like 2.9 or 2 inches of mercury. I'm going to switch this over. And let's take a look at the VATSIM coverage. Let me see if anyone's even controlling this airspace at the moment. Okay, there is. That's good. I believe it's SoCal. And SoCal just went down. Great. Fantastic. Well, you know what? Even though SoCal went down, we're still going to keep things moving, and they're probably going to come right back up. So let's just go ahead and take a look outside. I think they're finishing with the luggage.
LAX traffic, Cherokee 106 for X-ray is beam LAX and Marina Del Rey, passing 6,500 northbound to Bravo, coast to northbound, LAX traffic. Okay, so the luggage should be done in just a second. Yep, there we go. So we're going to start the APU, or actually before we do that, our initial altitude is 5,000. We know that from the pre-flight clearance. So let's go ahead and put in that initial altitude if the knob will cooperate. I hope it does. Okay. Wait, nope, that's 6. Come on. My goodness. It does not want to work. Alright. So we're going to put in our squawk.
which is 2, 4, 5, 7 today. Turn on our transponder. And I'm going to go ahead and get on Unicom, or actually I'm already on Unicom. And I'm going to go ahead and start the APU. Love to hear how you guys are doing today. Kind of a quiet day at LAX on VATSIM. Okay, APU is available. We're going to start APU bleed. Disconnect external power, beacon lights on, strobe lights auto. I'm going to tell GSX we want to get ready for pushback.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Okay.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Los Angeles traffic, American 4811 is pushing back from stand 72 Alpha, Los Angeles traffic.
Locking gear.
Let's take a look out here. Alright, we're gonna go tail right. Alright, we're gonna dismiss the chocks and the GPU.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Alright, we're starting engine 2 and we're backing up. Let's go. Alright, engine 2 is available. We're going to start engine 1.
Okay, nice traffic. Cherokee November 106 for X-ray is going to make the right downwind for runway 16 right. Vantage traffic.
Please set parking brake. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Alright, we're going to tell GSX that the engine started.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
On this model of the A320, the engines take a little bit longer to start, but that's okay. How are you guys doing today? Just let me know in the comments. Engine 1 is avail. I'm gonna switch the ignition back to normal. And we're gonna turn off APU bleed, and we're gonna turn off APU because we don't need those. And we're gonna arm speed brakes, go to flaps 2, turn our runway turn-off lights on,
Tow
taxi
truck
lights on.
disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Alright, so because there's no coverage at the
Left is
moment
clear. Right is clear.
in LA, we're just gonna start making our way to the runway. I'm gonna check the ATIS just to... Wow, they don't even have an ATIS right now. Goodness gracious. Okay. Just gonna start moving. Here we go, guys. Alright, I think we're gonna take Charlie.
And the shuttle carrier Cherokee 106 for X-ray is running the right pattern for runway 16 for X, switching the CSAT on about. Grand nice traffic Cherokee 106 for X-ray is on.
I believe we're going to join Bravo. Let's take a look in both directions. Hey, there's a big Virgin Atlantic plane over there, that's neat. Whoa. Somebody just took off. Welcome to Los Angeles. The place where no one can afford a house. Oh, they've done some work on the terminal over here, that's kind of neat. Delta 1011 Aviation says hello. Hello, my friend. How are you doing today? Glad you're doing good, man. Thanks for checking in on the flight. going to San Francisco today, and I am behind this Virgin plane in front of me. Just kind of checking out liveries as I'm taxiing along. And everyone's on Unicom at the moment because SoCal Approach is offline, but I bet they'll come back online in any second. I wonder if they had like some technical difficulties. Honestly, SoCal deals with so many planes, I wonder if sometimes they're just like, hey, I'm done with this. You flew from Phil to Ottawa today, alright. Philly. Philadelphia to Ottawa actually sounds like a fun flight. Get to see some beautiful some beautiful mountains in Pennsylvania, but then you also get some great views up in Canada. Okay, so I'm gonna have to sort of coordinate with these guys what their plan is between Southwest and the Virgin Atlantic plane over here. Like everyone's lining up from the Echo 7.
LA traffic, Frontier 1956, 10 mile final on runway 25 left.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold here and I'm going to let the guy on the Virgin flight take off. We got stuff we got to do anyway. We got to turn on our landing lights, turn off takeoff lights. We gotta go to flaps 1, put our transponder switches over on the right, and he's gonna take off. In fact, why don't we just go ahead and go to drone cam here. Bon voyage, my friend. The Southwest plane disappeared. Well, that was interesting. Los Angeles traffic, American 4811 is lining up on runway 24 left for departure. Let me know if anyone's on short final, American 4811, Los Angeles traffic. Oh, wait a second. I think there is someone on short final because I can see him out my window. But hey, at least we get to see a landing. This is great. I wonder if he's lining up for this runway or the other. It's actually kind of hard to tell. Oh, looks like the other one. There's not much happening. Let's just watch him land. I'm just fascinated to see this. Come on, buddy. Bring it home. Oh, he can't decide which... Where is he? Oh, it's this runway. Not bad. Not bad. Oop. Okay, he changed his mind. He's doing a go-around. Oh, nope, nope, nope. He's heading back down. Oof. Okay, enough of that. Enough of judging people's landings. We've got our own landings to worry about. Los Angeles traffic, American 4811 is taking off from runway 24 left, Los Angeles traffic. Alright, so we're going to up our throttle to about 50%. going toga. Positive rate of climb, gear up. Okay. Lever climb is flashing. Reduce to reduce to climb. Oh. And it's still flashing. First time I've seen that error in a while. Alright, reaching SB, flap 0. Yeah, Delta 1011 said probably new, but you have to start somehow. Yeah, I am definitely guilty of every mistake that guy made, because he started to float down. Well, it looked to me like he was going to do a go-around. And then he just kind of went nose first into the runway. I wish I could say that never happened to me, but it definitely has. Alright, I'm going to disarm spoilers, turn off runway turn-off lights, turn off taxi lights. I'm going to check and see if SoCal miraculously is back. No, it is not. Man, that is surprising. Alright, so I'm going to check the departure chart. Look like we have alright, so our next, so actually we can go up to 12, we can go up to 12,000. Alright, so now that we got that taken care of, let's take a look outside. Yeah, Delta 1011, it looks nice and calm today. I agree. The weather is very good for flying, and because it's summer, just a whole lot more sunlight to work with than if this was a different part of the year. I was doing a lot of flight sim stuff in the winter, and I could use live weather, but I couldn't use the live time because otherwise people wouldn't be able to see anything. So it's kind of nice that now that it's July, I can do live weather and live time, and it looks pretty good. Also, there's been a lot of scenery updates in the last few months, which helps. And livery updates too. Delta 1011 said he was landing with the glaring sun facing right at the front of your aircraft. Yep, I have been in that boat and it drives me nuts. Because as much as the instruments help with landing, it also is helpful to have that visual, I don't know, just kind of have a feel for how fast you're coming down in those final few seconds. So when you got the sun in your eyes, that doesn't help anything. I did a night landing in Charlotte a couple nights ago, and that was definitely good practice because there wasn't there wasn't as much spatial awareness, I guess, as I get during the day. Ottawa is a airport I have not landed in yet. I know I've done Toronto and Quebec and Vancouver and Alberta, or Calgary. I've done Calgary, but I don't think I've done Ottawa. I should try that. Yeah, I like to see the center line too. If you can't see the center line, that's a bad day. Sometimes I land as if I can't see the center line even when I can. In fact, a lot of people who've watched my landings on this channel will probably say that I can't see the center line ever. Okay, so we're going to switch over to standard altimeter. Those mountains are nice. It's a miracle, guys. We have radar again in California. It's a Christmas miracle, and it's not even Christmas. So happy right now. Okay, let's talk to whoever this guy is. Because we're on our way to San Francisco, California. Alright. Oh, it's auto ATC. No. Okay, never mind. False alarm. I really wish they would do away with that feature to stop giving people false hope. It's okay. California just... Come on, California. Really, California? Really? If anybody knows people who run VATSIM in California, just give them a call, wake them up, and ask if they can just briefly run coverage over San Francisco. Alright guys, we are about 40 miles from the airport and we're getting very close to landing. I think we should be landing in the next 15 minutes or less. So strap yourselves in and get ready for what I hope is a smooth landing. Delta 1011 says he doesn't want to spill his drink. Okay, that's the goal. That's the goal. So, for a landing where a drink isn't spilled, I'm guessing we better touch the ground with about the weight of a feather. It's gotta be a nice landing. Let's hope. The weather's good. That's one thing that helps. The weather's definitely good. The wind is not too bad. Although we are getting some strong gusts in some of the areas around San Francisco, so we'll see. And that's not just a cop-out. I'm not just saying that because you know, just letting you know. That's the weather. Take a look at the ILS chart here. Take a look and see if there's any coverage in the area. Man, what is going on with California today? Okay, so I'm going to take a look at the chart again. Alright, we're going to get down to 6,000 feet. San Francisco traffic, American 4811 is 10 miles out from establishing on the ILS for runway 28 right. Just let me know if I'm in anybody's way or you need me to move. San Francisco is fun to land at. I agree. I very much love landing in San Francisco. They have a beautiful airport, and just having the mountains in the background and stuff is really cool in my opinion. Okay, so we are in the zone to where we can go ahead and turn our localizer on. And let's get this started. Let's get it started in here. And the clouds are low over San Francisco today. Give this, well, let's see, give this just a little more flap. San Francisco traffic, American 4811 is about to establish on the ILS for runway 28 right, 13 nautical miles out. Okay, I'm gonna do something dangerous and turn the autopilot off. Alright, so the autopilot is officially off. And here we go. San Francisco Tower comes on right as I'm landing, that's going to be hilarious. Yes, I know, I know. Delta 1011, this will be interesting. Yes, you know, that's the one thing I can promise. I can't promise it'll be a smooth landing, but I can promise it will be interesting, because whether this goes right or wrong, it will be interesting indeed. So, you are right on that mark, sir. Go ahead and turn on a couple lights here. Alright, landing gear down. And it's a good thing that it let me know about the speed brake, because that's kind of an important detail. Alright, so we don't have a crosswind, but we do have a headwind. So we just gotta watch it and make sure that when we land that we don't flare too much, because we could really find ourselves in a pickle if we start picking up too much speed and then just fly right off. So we don't want this to be a go-around, we want it to be a landing. San Francisco traffic, American 4811 is about to land on runway 28 right, 7 nautical miles out. Okay, here we go.
Light slope. Light slope.
40, 30, 20, retard, 10.
Alrighty then. Alright, I believe Echo is our first turn off. So let's go ahead and take it. Okay, if that is hilarious, right as we land we get radar coverage. That is funny. Man. Okay. San Francisco traffic, American 4811 is clear of runway 28 right. Okay. Delta 1011, better late than never. Thanks. That's good. Alright. Please, okay.
San Francisco traffic, United 888 Heavy, taking off runway 28 left, San Francisco.
Hey, flight United 88 Heavy.
Alright,
Thank
so
you.
we got somebody taking off, so we're gonna let him go first, or we're gonna let him go so that way we're not blocking him. In fact, I'm just gonna go to this external cam really quick. he goes. There he goes again. And it is windy. Look at that. Okay. Well, gonna take care of a couple things.
San Francisco traffic United, Churchill left, get flexible, testing, 28 left, Alpha Foxtrot, 1 Foxtrot. San Francisco.
Okay, so somebody with their mic turned down very low just said something about runway 28 left. San Francisco traffic, American 4811 is crossing runway 28 left at Echo. San Francisco traffic. Josh said, "Dang, that was cool to watch, man." I agree, because that heavy, that massive plane, that was pretty cool. Okay. These are the times which try men's souls. Okay. Let's see what's going on, because again, we don't have anybody running this airport. We did when I started, so that's why I chose it, but San Francisco apparently is taking a break for the 4th, or really it's the 3rd, which is fine, totally fine. Okay, let's just take this gate. I'm going to try to get close enough to where the jetway will connect. I don't know if it will, but let's hope. Here's hoping. Let's go to that external cam again really quick. Come on. Go. I'm just going to pull a little bit further forward just so that way that jetway will hopefully connect. I think it can make it. I actually am hopeful that this one will connect. Let's I guess we'll see. Maybe if I scoot forward just a little bit more. Okay. Alright, APU bleed, let's turn that on. And I believe I can turn off, well, first of all I'm going to go throttle to 0 and let's turn off the engines. Okay. Now, yeah, that was a steep climb. That plane wasn't messing around, and also he was fighting, or it could have been a she. He or she was fighting a lot of wind. You could just see it. I'm gonna go back and watch that on the replay. Josh said the runway detail was pretty good. There were cracks. Yeah, that's how you know the graphics are good, is when you can see the cracks in the runway. It's from the heat. It's from all that San Francisco heat. I'm gonna request deboarding from American, and let's see if the jetway makes it. I think it will. Hey, it's a miracle. The jetway connected to the plane. got Air France all the way down there. Look at that. I don't know if that's JetBlue right behind it, but that is really cool. We got Air France.
Passengers for boarding starting.
So the passengers are deboarding as we speak. Luggage is being unloaded. And Air France is down there getting ready to take off. He's a big boy. That's a big plane. I think from this view we'll be able to watch him take off. Alright, here he goes. Here, let's see if I can get a better view. Oh no. Alright. Let's do this. I'm gonna try to get as close to this guy as I can. Here he comes. Here comes Air France. Come on, buddy. Look at that. Now that is plane watching. Oh, he's taking kind of a... Wow, he was kind of flying just sort of horizontal there for a bit. Okay, there he goes. There he goes. All right, so we got another guy lining up over here. So let's see if we can watch him do his thing. I know we're technically deboarding the plane over there, but this is much more fun. So let's watch this guy take off. Okay. Here he comes. See, this guy we might not see as close because he's not going to need as much runway to take off. Sorry, I mean, you can't do VATSIM without a little bit of plane spotting, right? I mean, come on, there's got to be some plane spotting in this. Alright, come on, buddy. I don't know if he's waiting for somebody or what, because there's no control over here at San Francisco. That's one of the reasons I'm kind of having fun over here, because there's just no one running the show over here. Trying to figure out what plane this is. It's so far away it's hard for me to tell, but we should find out in just a second when he takes off. Come on. Come on, buddy. He's on his way. Okay, right, he's taking off. I see movement. And I don't even know what airline he is. From a distance, it looked like JetBlue. Oh yeah, he's already off to the races. Alaska? Okay. Way to go. Yeah, that was fun. Alright, anyway, so back to our plane. Oh shoot. I guess if you go far enough away, the jetway disappears. People are walking on air. Great. Delta 1011, anyone want to place bets? I feel like Alaska is one I didn't have on my bingo card, but I should have, considering the fact that this is the West Coast. Alright, everybody's deboarding, everybody's getting off. Probably talking about what a rough landing it was. Actually, I mean, I think that was one of my better landings, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I needed to be closer to the landing target, landing zone. That's for sure. Okay. Alright guys, well hey, this has been a fantastic flight. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like,